Dear 11th class economic students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss the state of India's foreign trade on the eve of independence. Students, since ancient times, India had occupied a prominent place in the area of foreign trade. It was well known for the exports of finished goods like fine cotton, silk textiles, iron goods, wooden goods, precious stones, etc. But the discriminatory trade and tariff policies pursued by the British government adversely affected the structure, the composition, volume, and direction of foreign trade. Dear students, there was a significant shift in the composition of foreign trade during British rule in India. As I told you that before British rule, India was a net exporter of finished goods, but owing to British exploitation of Indian economy, India became net exporter of raw materials and primary products such as raw silk, cotton, wool, sugar, indigo, jute, etc. On the other hand, it became net importer of finished goods manufactured by British industry like cotton, silk and woolen clothes, along with capital goods like machinery produced in factories of Britain. So, the composition of foreign trade during British rule reflects backwardness of Indian economy. As on the one hand, the exports from India provided the cheap raw materials to the British industries, and on the other hand, India's imports from Britain provided a wide market for Britain products. In either ways, British industries were benefited on the cost of Indian economy. Students, not only the composition of India's foreign trade, but also the direction of foreign trade had undergone a significant shift during British rule. Before British rule, the exports and imports of India were spread across all parts of the world, but during British rule, it became a monopoly of the British government. That is, exports and imports were largely restricted to be between India and Britain. Due to this, more than half of India's foreign trade, that is, more than 50% of India's foreign trade, was directed towards Britain, and the rest was allowed with a few other countries like China, Ceylon, nowadays Sri Lanka, Persian, that is Iran, etc. The opening of the Suez Canal further intensified the effect of British discriminatory trade policies. The Suez Canal was opened in 1869, which served as a direct route for the ships operating between India and Britain. It reduced the cost of transportation and made access to the Indian market easier. Or we can say it made the exploitation of Indian market easier. It was also seen that during British period, volume of India's exports were more than its imports. So there was a large export surplus direction which implied a surplus of balance of trade. But important point to note is that this surplus was largely due to the exports of primary goods and raw materials, but not the industrial goods, which is a sign of economic backwardness. Due to the huge exports of primary goods from India to Britain, there was a domestic shortage of these goods like food grains, kerosene, etc., were scarcely available in the domestic market of India. Moreover, this surplus was not used for the growth and development of Indian economy. Rather, it was used to maintain the administrative setup of the Britishers and bear the expenses of war fought by the British government. Thus, we can say that the surplus generated on account of foreign trade was not used for investment purpose in India but was spent to enhance colonial power of the British government, which implied a huge drain of Indian wealth. Thank you.